happy Throwback Thursday. And for some viewers that are abroad, happy Friday to you. This is not going to be a long live. I know many people say that, and sometimes when they get passionate, they may go on longer than expected. But because I need to get a little bit of rest before I venture out of work, I do not plan for this to be live. The title, as you can see, and for those who may not have seen it, I will repeat what it says. And it's basically, you wanted my attention. I have made it clear that I usually do not engage in back and forth, especially with women. I've also made it clear that there is one in particular that there's some issues. But for the woman, and I will respectfully refer to you as a woman. Hey there, Robzilla, long time. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already, and I appreciate it. And good to see you. I'll refer to you as a woman. However, there are many women and men who refer to you in the most disrespectful, demeaning ways. Yet, even after a year, you find it necessary to come at me. Number one, I don't know you, ma'am. Hey there, Joy, how are you? Welcome from the Philippines. I don't know you. You don't know me. And when you were going through some issues where a particular content creator said the most egregious things about you, Joy, I am doing a lot better. I am not 100%, but who really is 100%? But I am back at work. I am back on social media and trying to support everyone that supported me and throw up some videos as time permits. Hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for asking. I'm sure, I'm sure you're up all hours of the day and night. But as I was saying, when a particular individual was speaking to you in the most foul and disrespectful way, I never made any videos, co-signed, or said anything negative. In fact, I felt awful for you because I don't think it is right, and many people may disagree, for men to disrespect women. I don't believe it's right for women to disrespect men either, but let's be honest here, it happens. But you continued to take that verbal abuse. Finally, after some time, it appears you finally got fed up, but still, from what I've seen through listening to other people, you find it okay if someone disrespects you and speaks on perhaps your weight or recreational things you may or may not be doing. Again, I don't comment on that. What you do in your life is what you do in your life. But to make negative comments about someone, that someone being me, and you don't even know me, And this isn't the first time you've done this. You've done it before. You've done it on Ears panel and a couple of other people's panels. You were basically rubbing your hands together like Birdman, chomping at the bit to get at me. And for what? I remember specifically when I had my lupus awareness fundraiser, and KB and 6 other people were on that panel. Your words were, "What's so special about me?" We all should believe that we're special without anyone telling us we're special. If you're a believer, you should believe that you're special too. Then you went so far as to call me high yellow. And I believe you added the B word on it too. Why would you want to go and say that about me? You ask, why does Sis play a certain drug when I do come to his gym? This is supposed to be entertainment for many people, networking for many people, not constantly dragging and arguing and fighting. And for the most part, I don't really say too much when people are going in. Every now and again, I'll make a comment, but I haven't said anything cruel about you or co signed with any cruel thing that's been said about you. And as I mentioned earlier, it seems to me you don't even care how low people go about you. To me, and this is just my opinion, because I am a lot older than you, and you may not understand certain things. Maybe you do, maybe not. But if you don't, if you say, and I'll use this as an example, "Hey, Cherry, long time no see, how are you?" But if you say, when someone refers to you, I'll just say your weight, or as I said, what recreational things you may, or not, I'm just going to address this one time and I'm done because I think it's important. And it's not really negative, it's just my expressing myself. So it's not energy, it's just a quick, brief response. But, and this is for, I'm doing much better. Hey, Cherry, thank you. Thank you so much. I've been given another day, so I am ecstatic about it. But for you and any other woman, if a man refers to your physical appearance in a disrespectful way, and you say, "Well, I don't care what they say, or they may have called me blank blank, but it's okay." It's not okay. What you're doing is letting that person or those people know that it's okay to disrespect you. And the problem with that is, ma'am, when they disrespect you as a woman, It'll make it easier for them to disrespect other women because you're giving them a quiet pass to continue with that. I'm not quite sure if you understand that or not. See, I don't have to call you out of your name and say anything demeaning to you to have a conversation. Hey there, Big Dog Philly OG. How are you? Yes, sometimes we do have to address things. And again, this isn't a roast whatsoever. It's a quick response. Big Dog Philly, how are you doing? Hope all is well. But I just find it odd how the people, in my opinion, that you should address a certain energy, you give it a pass. I'm not your enemy. Actually, I'm nothing to you, but you found a reason for over a year now to make little comments. And then you want to refer to someone's physical appearance. I'm going to say this to you one more time. You're already aware, but maybe not all the way. I do, and I've had this battle with lupus and lung disease since 1992, when I was just 22 years old. And the challenges have been insurmountable. You have absolutely no idea everything that I've had to deal with and still deal with. And anyone with any type of issue, whether it's autoimmune or any type of other medical condition, it's very difficult. Sometimes people can be quite insensitive, especially if they're not really sure about what it entails and how it affects people. There are many people that have passed away, and to be quite frank, when I was in the hospital, that very first week, I could have, because my oxygen level had dropped dangerously low. When that happens, you're not going to look like a beauty queen. Even on my best days, I don't look like a beauty queen. I'm just plain old me. And I'm happy with that. Good morning, Fitness to Dawn. How are you? Happy Thursday. Thank you for stopping by. So I've put up many pictures as of late, canned up, without any makeup, to show people my journey, my footsteps. Number one, to allow people into my world and what it is that I deal with the hopes of motivating and inspiring others who may be going through something. So no, there are times, as you so eloquently said, I look like a hot mess when it's difficult to breathe, and you have to use not only your lungs and your heart, and it's going into overtime, you're going to be drained. Hey there, long time Mama Hania, how are you? Thank you, Fitness. Thank you, you so much. Appreciate you. So it's going to be days where I look a hot mess. But as long as I'm given another day, I'm happy with that. And you should be too. We should be uplifting one another. Hey there, Carl Belton, and thank you so much. You should be happy too and uplifting, not trying to tear down. And I don't know what the whole motivation behind that is. Perhaps you can get over it because I'm over it. But I wanted to let you know that your energy should be directed to those that are disrespecting you and your own personal issues that you may have. And keep in mind, as I said, I haven't disrespected you. All of the things that have circulated about you, I haven't made any comments. What would that make me? I am so sorry. My deepest heartfelt condolences to you, Mama Hadia. I lost mine 24 years ago, and it seems like just yesterday. As a matter of fact, as soon as I was discharged from the hospital, I went to her gravesite and just hugged the headboard, not the headboard, the headstone, just cried and cried and cried and cried and cried like a big baby. So I understand. And prayers of comfort to you and your family during this time. That's another thing. People don't realize life is truly short. People are losing their own lives and family members' lives. And we have people on here spewing negativity or being messy. And I've said this before and I'll repeat it again. You continue spreading that negative energy, when it comes back, and trust me, it will. Are you going to be able to withstand it? Or are you going to find solace in an inanimate object? I believe you're in your 30s, maybe early 40s. That means I have at least 15, maybe 20 years over you. If, and I say this to any and everyone, you're lucky and blessed to make it to this age with everything that's going on in the world, all of these different conditions coming up. And if you are not engaging in a healthy lifestyle, hi there, highly favored, how are you? You could be cutting years off of your life while you're speaking negatively about someone who's fighting every day for her life. Do you realize that at any time I could get into a coughing spell and I may not be able to catch my breath, and that'll be it. So I'm not going to argue backwards and forth unless someone really pushes me. I'll make my commentary. Some people may be upset, others may not. Hey Hey, Jill's Chocolate. Long time. Hello there, Anita. How are you? Yes, things are fine. Things are better. It's a new day. That's all I can ask for and give thanks. So enjoy your life. Do you know there are many people that wish they've experienced marriage and children, but for whatever reason, things may not have worked out that way. Whether you still have it or not, you at least experienced it. So you should be happy about that. And other positive experiences in life. Not spewing negativity to someone who's done nothing to you. So if you think you're going to trigger me into a back and forth, no. I'm speaking to you respectfully and hoping, just hoping, some of these words will permeate that head of yours, and perhaps you'll understand. As I said, I was fine one day, and the very next day, I wasn't. That can happen to anyone. I talked about briefly last night on my ride that when I was in the hospital, I learned my glucose was up extremely high and diagnosed with diabetes. Weight, other recreational activities, poor eating habits, those things can lead to diabetes. I've been very active. Years ago, I was extremely heavy. I'm not tiny now, but I can see my feet. I can see my poom poom, and my abs are trying to show a little bit. And I have to put in a lot of work. I had to change my lifestyle, and it isn't easy. You, and I mean that collectively now, I'm speaking to whoever's in this chat and whoever may catch the replay, do not want to have to prick your finger 3 or 4 times a day and then inject insulin. Unfortunately, because I have to take prednisone, just a steroid, as I mentioned, that can also induce, according to the nurses, you can do your research, that it can induce type 2 diabetes. And I've been on prednisone since 1992. That's an awful long time. And even at my heaviest, which was over 240 pounds, mind you, I'm only 5 foot. That was a lot of weight to be carrying around. My glucose levels were always normal. So this was not only a shocker to me, but another challenge. And as I mentioned, I've had challenges all my life. So this one isn't any different. Is it inconvenience? An inconvenience? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because now I have to take breaks from work with my little pouch and go in the restroom and do these checks and administer these shots, hoping that no one will start to question, what is she doing? Why does a certain amount of during the day she leaves out real quick? People, I'm not going to call them nosy, but people are extremely observant. So somebody eventually will probably figure out, okay, she's gone this time of day. She's gone this time of day. She's gone this time of day. But I have to do that. I have to make sure that it's being regulated. So I'm saying all that to say, while you're speaking negatively, you may want to pay attention to your own life, perhaps your own health. Maybe you are, and I don't know about it. But if you're not, that's probably where you should channel the energy that you use when you have something negative to say about me. Let me get these comments real quickly so I can get some rest before I go into work. Again, thank you, highly favored, who says awesome. And then Fitness to Dawn who's speaking. And it's good everyone is fellowshipping. I appreciate that. You all feel free to continue to do that. And absolutely, hey, Cherry, we have to. We don't know what tomorrow holds. No one does. Or unless they end up with tubes everywhere, and pins and needles. I've been through it, so I don't wish that on anybody, on anyone. Just making sure I get everyone in here before I close this out. But see, there's absolutely no reason why people cannot at least attempt to have a conversation or respond without being disrespectful or ugly. Hey, Cherry says, I just started back not eating meat. I'm going to, on my other channel, put up a guide. It's a plate guide that shows portions for your proteins, your veggies, and your fiber. There are a lot of things I had to learn. Some things I already knew, but other things that I had to learn. And one is water. Now, I will tear some ice up, but water is something I've got to get better with. So everyone make sure that you all stay hydrated. Wow. Fitness to Dawn. They had me on extended release metformin. That tore my stomach up. So I had to have insulin while I was in the hospital. And I kept asking them, do I really have to be released with insulin? I tried my hardest to finesse my way out of that, but no go. I have to take it. How long? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But as long as I'm on prednisone, it looks like I may have to continue taking that because prednisone does help raise my numbers. Unfortunately, and I see Joy is still in here. Joy should be asleep by now. And Jill has her praying hands up. Absolutely. Prayer is always good, at least in my opinion. And Hey Cherry says, may the Most High heal your body, Doe, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll get a little bit of rest. A little bit of rest, Jill, but then I have to go to work, which I'm thankful. Thank you, FMLA. Yes. And Smitty Deuces 187. Oh, well, thank you. Hello from Canada. Like, share for support. Well, appreciate you. Smitty Deuces 187. And let's see who else has popped up. Hey there, Waterman. Top of the morning to you. Hope you are doing well. And Mama Hania is still in the building. Vanessa the Dawn. Hey, Cherry. Oh, let me put this comment up. Vanessa says, hold on. She stopped on her own and also said her metmorphin does not agree with her body. I had to do some research on that because I told the endocrinologist that that metmorphin was tearing my stomach up. So they decided just to do the insulin. And finally, most of the bruises I had are gone. Yes, that is very important, Finesse, getting the weight down. And I posted up a short where my abs are trying to come back. They're not there now. They're trying to peak out. So that's important. That is important. And Hey Cherry says, you're welcome, honey. Please get your rest. The Most High is with you. Yes, but keep in mind, we have to do our part as well. We have to do our part as well. And I just implore everyone, and I said this yesterday, always get your screenings. I don't care what screenings they may be, get them. Early detection is key because you don't want to, when you get up in your 40s and 50s, find out later on that you've been walking around with certain things that you didn't know about. Because obviously I had been walking around with this and had no clue. And the funny thing, as I said, I have changed my eating habits. I'm vegan, which has been very helpful in keeping weight down. And then exercising. I have not exercised as much as I had been because I lost a lot of strength, but it's coming back. I was on oxygen. I'm no longer on that, but as I mentioned, I have it with me just in case I need it. So it hasn't been an easy walk, but it's my walk, it's my journey. So it's disheartening when you have to hear your sisters make little flippant remarks. I guess that's to be expected. It's unfortunate, but that is how some people unfortunately are. And to be fair, this individual may be holding on to some inner pain that may cause them to lash out. So, being an empath, I'll say I can understand that. But again, channel your energy to people who are truly disrespecting you because I'm not the one. Absolutely. Hey, Cherry. I did that back in 2018. Bought myself one of those little bullets in a blender and started juicing and doing smoothies, cut out meat. Now, every now and again, I'll sneak a Reese's, but I haven't even had a Reese's this past month, and it's calling me like Pookie from New Jack City. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to fall weak. At least not right now. I've got to get myself together. Absolutely, finesse. Great message. It's extremely important that we do yearly wellness checks on ourselves medically for sure. Indeed. Yes, hey, Cherry. And I've said this before. That is my weakness. Every time there's a holiday coming up, they'll have like the Reese's bunnies or the Reese's eggs or the Reese's pumpkins or Reese's Christmas trees. And every time I see them poking out in the aisle, I'll ignore them. But then they keep saying, wait a minute, come get me, come get me. And then when no one's looking, I'll pick one up and it's usually gone before I get to the car. So that's my confession. But I have not done that this month and I'm going to try not to. Again, do not deprive yourself, but at the same time, if you're dealing with glucose levels, you have to be careful. And as I said, get those fruits and vegetables in. And as far as fruits are concerned, and I mentioned this too, some fruits contain a lot of sugar, so you have to be mindful of your portion sizes when you're doing smoothies. I have to hate cherry. And I always say, I'm not perfect. I'm really not that much different than anyone else, but I know how to speak to people and convey my messages without having to use vulgar terms. And that's not a dig at anyone who chooses to do so. We express ourselves in different ways. I just choose not to, but I have. And in the very near future, I may again, depending on if you get me at the wrong day, the wrong time. But I really try. I am a work in progress. And each, yes, each day that we are given, we should look at it as we are a work in progress and try, at least if we're making videos, to have at least one that someone can glean something positive from. You know, for those of you banging on one another, that's cool too. But there should be something somewhere in there that's positive. So with that, I am going to end this at almost 40 minutes and try to get, well, I'm not going to sleep because then I'll oversleep, but rest up a bit before I head out. But I just wanted to come on really quick and hopefully, this falls upon the ears it needs to fall upon, and perhaps that person will have more of an understanding of who I am and who I'm not. So thank you to everyone that did come in and to those who may catch the replay. Enjoy this Thursday, again, Friday for many. and have a beautiful day. And remember, please be safe, be well, and more importantly, be healthier, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally, because they all work together, whether you realize that or not. Until the next video, bye bye for now.